Okay, this is LSAT PrepTest 19, Section 1, questions 20 through 24, the fourth logic game of this test. Okay, so what do we have? We have each of 9 students, so F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, and P, okay. Will be assigned exactly one of 3 panels, oceans, recycling, and wetlands. Okay, so we're going to have to dump these guys into these categories. Okay, exactly 3 of the students will be assigned to each panel. Okay, that makes our life even easier, because now we don't have to worry about overloading certain panels. Okay. Assignment of students to panels must meet the following conditions. Okay, so rule number 1, Faith and Gregory must be together. Okay. Rule number 2, Kenji is assigned to the same panel as Marcus, so Kenji and Marcus also have to be together. Third, Faith is not assigned to the same one as Paul, so Faith implies no Paul, which means that FG means that there's no P attached here. Okay. Fourth rule, Gregory is not assigned to the same panel as Harlan. Okay, so Gregory implies no H, so there's also no H when we have F and G together. Okay, next, Jennifer is not assigned to the same panel as Kenji. Rule number 5, J implies no K, so if K is here, that means there's no J here. And 6, Harlan is not assigned to oceans if Paul is not assigned to oceans. Okay, so rule number 6 is that Paul assigned to oceans / implies Harlan is also not assigned to oceans. Okay, so there's plenty of rules that are kind of interconnected here. I've written them this way for a reason, right? Okay, so first things first, we have rules for F, G, P, H, K, M, J, and then another rule involving P and H, right? So L and N are kind of free to do whatever they want, right? Okay. But then look at the way that I've organized these rules. Like 1, 3, and 4 are kind of together, right? And then 2 and 5 are also kind of together, right? And the idea here is just that anytime you have F and G, you can't have P and H. That's the entire goal of rules 3 and 4, is to tell you this particular piece of information, right? And very similarly here, when you have K and M, you can't ever have Jennifer, right? And so that puts a pretty good set of restrictions on what can go where, right? So depending on where and also, right, like if Paul's not in oceans, H is not in oceans, right? It just means that in addition to these restrictions with F and G, Paul and whoever H is Harlan, Paul and Harlan also have this additional thing attached to them, which makes this incredibly restrictive, right? And so sort of by just combining them like this, like we can't really start running things until we know where at least one or the other of these guys can go. Although what we do know is that for sure that F and G and K and M can't ever go together, right? Like the third thing, and the reason that I sort of have them written like this is because look, we know that there's 3 slots in each one, right? So if you have an F or a G, you also can't have a K, you also can't have an M, right? Because otherwise that would be 4 slots, right? Very similarly here, no F and no G if you have a K and an M. Right, and so this, we've taken care of 5 elements out of our 9 here, which means that there's only 4 possible things that can go down here. Here we've taken care of 5 elements, which means that there's only 4 possible things that can go with K and M. And so this game, although it initially looks like there's a ton of possibilities, ends up not having that many, right? But the thing is, we still can't just split it up into scenarios, because that would just there's still like a bunch of scenarios out there. So our best bet is probably just to go straight to the question and see what's going on. Right. Okay, so let's go to question 20. Okay, so I've actually just gone ahead and written all this out for you guys, not on video, skipping ahead a little bit so that we're not wasting anybody's time, right? But the bottom line is this is your typical acceptability question. This is oceans, recycling, and whatever the heck W is, wetlands. Okay, so basically we're just looking to violate some rules, right? So let's start with here. F and G always have to be in the same panel. F and G, F and G, F and G, no way. Right, F and G, F and G, F and G, great. Next rule, K and M together. K and M, right? K and M, K and M, K and M, great. F means no P, right? So F means no P, F means no P, F no P, F no P, F no P, that's great. G and H can't ever be together. G and H aren't together. G and H aren't together. I guess we shouldn't even be worrying about A and B anymore, right? G and H are not together. G and H are not together. G and H are not together. That's great. That's fine. J and K also can't be. Right there. Right. J and K can't be together. That's fine. J and K aren't together, J and K aren't together. So that means we go down to rule number 6, right? If Paul is not in oceans, that means H is also not in oceans, which means that, okay, Paul is in oceans here. Here, Paul is not in oceans, but H is in oceans, right? And so we triggered a sufficient condition, so H shouldn't be here, but he is. And so therefore, answer choice E has to be your correct answer here. Right? A lot of setup work for not a very tough question. Okay, so 21. If Marcus and Paul are both assigned to the wetlands panel, which of the following must be true? Okay, so let's go ahead once again and draw our little thing. And so now we know that Marcus and Paul are both assigned to the wetlands panel. Well, if Marcus is assigned somewhere, K also has to be assigned there, right? So our wetlands panel is now completely full. Okay. They're asking us which of the following must be true. Okay, so A, B, C, D, and E. And let's see if we can figure out what else is going on here, right? Okay, so we've taken care of our K and M, right? We know that J and K are never going to be together, which means that now we have to deal with this side of it, right? So we have to deal with this F and G block, and we also deal with rule number 6. And rule number 6 tells us that, look, if Paul's not in oceans, then H is not also in oceans. Harlan's also not in oceans. Paul is not in oceans, which means that Harlan cannot be in oceans, which means where does he have to be? If he's not here, then he must be here, right? So we've taken care of H. H, if we take the contrapositive rule number 4, said that G can't be with it. So if H is an R, G is an O, which means, oh, there we go, then F has to be here too, right? And then F implies no P. Where does P go? Well, P is right here, right? Okay, so let's actually get rid of this since this is redundant now. And this is all that we're really able to tell. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements placed, L and N, and then what are we left with? F, G, H. So we have J that we don't know where it goes. We just know it can't go with K, so J can go neither one of those, right? And then L and N, which are our floaters, and they can do whatever they want. But these are the things that must be true, right? Okay, so one of these things is going to be our answer. So answer is A. Harlan is assigned to recycling. Yes, right here. Answer is A is definitely the answer. Looking at the rest of these, Jennifer is assigned to oceans. We just talked about how J can't be with K, but it can be in either one of these, right? So B is not going to be right. Kenji's assigned to recycling. No. Kenji's assigned to wetlands. Answer choice D. Lisa is assigned to wetlands. Nope, Lisa is not assigned to wetlands. Answer choice E. Nar is assigned to oceans and can be assigned to oceans, but it doesn't have to be assigned to oceans, right? She, I don't know. Nari floats, does whatever she wants. So answer choice A is the answer to question 21. Okay, how about 22? Which of the following could be a pair of students who could be assigned to the same panel as each other? Okay, so A, B, C, D, and E. Let's go ahead and reproduce these answer choices real quick. GP, HM, FM, JM. Okay, so first things first. F and H? No, because Greg can't be with Harlan, and Greg is also always with F. So F and H, no way. G and P? No way, right? Because F can't be with P. These are just flip sides of each other. Okay, H and M? Well, doesn't seem like there's anything objectionable about that, so we can keep going. F and M? No, F and M can't ever be together because then there's going to be 4 guys, right? F and M. We figured that out earlier, so no way. How about E? Jennifer and Marcus. J and M? Well, here. Marcus means no Jennifer because Jennifer can't be with Kenji, right? Okay, so answer choice C is your answer to that question. Let's keep moving. Question 23. If Kenji and Paul are both assigned to recycling, which of the following could be true? So once again, we draw this, right? And now Kenji and Paul are both assigned to recycling. Well, if Kenji's here, then Martin has to be there as well. Is it Martin? Marcus, I'm sorry. So KP and M are here, right? Okay, so this actually looks pretty similar to our other question, to question 21. Once again, we just follow this chain of logic, right? Paul is not in oceans. Paul is in recycling, which means that Harlan can't, or why do I keep, yeah, is it Harlan? Yeah, it's Harlan. Harlan can't be in oceans, so which means that there's no space for him in recycling, so he must be in wetlands, right? Harlan being in wetlands means that he's not together with G, so G is over here in oceans. G has to come with F at all times, right? Okay, so once again, a very similar thought process, except now instead of MPK in wetlands, now MPK is in recycling, right? But otherwise, this seems like basically the exact same question. Okay, so what are they asking us here? They are asking us what could be true. Okay, so answer is A. Faith is assigned to the wetlands panel? No, Faith is right there. Gregory is assigned to recycling? Nope, Greg is right there, right? Harlan is assigned to oceans? No, Harlan is right there in wetlands. Answer choice D. Jennifer assigned to wetlands? That could be, right? Jennifer just can't be with K, but we already know she's not going to be no matter where she goes. How about E? Lisa assigned to recycling? No, recycling is full. Right, so it's like, questions 21 and 23, basically exactly the same. If you get one, then there's no reason that you should not have gotten the other. Okay, question 24. Each of the following is a pair of students can be assigned to the same panel except, right? So this actually looks very much like 22. So G and K, G and L, K and N, L and M, L and P. And so this is assigned to the same panel except question, right? Which means that the one we're looking for is the one that cannot be assigned to the same panel as somebody else, right? So immediately what I notice here is, look, we have this L, we have an N, we have an L, we have an L, right? Look what we have here. L is a floater, and so L can basically do whatever the heck it wants, right? So this immediately makes me suspicious of all of these answer choices, and ditto with N, right? Because N is again a floater, it does whatever it wants, right? And so here, G and K actually, so I guess the question really becomes, can G and K ever be on a panel with each other? And the answer is no, right? You see here, right? G is always with F, K is always with M, so you put them together, there's going to be 4 in a panel. And so you know that for sure, right? So there's a couple ways to look at this, right? This is the most obvious way, and this is also the way that we eliminated some answer choices in question 22, right? So 24 and 22, much like 21 and 23, are basically kindred spirits, right? They're just exactly the same type of question, right? Here, though, the key is that even if you don't notice right away that G and K can't be together, the fact that all these are floaters should make you very suspicious of them. It's not enough to outright eliminate them, but you should know at the very least that, since these terms L and N don't have rules attached to them, that these answer choices probably aren't gonna be right. Here for example, G and L, like F, G, and L, and then there's probably some way that you can arrange the rest of those 5 elements, or the rest of the 6 elements to fit, right? Same with the rest of these. But in any case, question 24 turns out to be really simple because they just give you the simple, straightforward answer right here. Which again, if we sort of did this, up above, we would have noticed. And actually, I left out some inferences here, right? K can't go with G. I'm sorry, it's right here. K can't go with G, right? And so figuring it out up here did us a world of good in all of these questions. But anyway, I'm rambling now a little bit, so I mean that's it. That's the game.